Hey, what up? Lazy here as always, and in this episode I'm going to show you how I build and tune my Burnout cars. So I've chosen the Ford Capri RS 3100 to do it with, and this should be pretty cool. High power, lightweight. So yeah, let's jump in and get this build started. Okay, so let's start with the build. The first thing I want to do is jump in and drop in the 6.2 litre V8. That'll give us the most horsepower. We're definitely going to leave it rear wheel drive, and I am going to twin turbo it because that'll give you the most horsepower out of any of the setups. For the front bar, I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. For the rear wing, I'm going to remove that as well, and for the rear bar, I'm going to remove it. I'm trying to make this thing as light as possible. Alright, for the tyre compound, I'm going to leave that stock. For the front tyre width, I'm going to bring that up to 215, and I'm going to leave the rear right where it is. For the rims, honestly, I don't really care, so we'll just go through, have a look in here, and yeah, we'll just pick a set. So none of them are really working for me at the moment. Yeah, they're alright, but nah. Let's skip along to the end a little bit. They look alright, but honestly, I want to go with these, the Work XD9s. For the front rim size, I'm going to go up to 17. I'm going to leave the rear stock, and I'm not going to touch the track width. So we'll leave that stock as well. Alright, we can go through, max all this out. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. It's much appreciated. Cheers. Alright, we're definitely going to need a diff that we can lock. Jumping into here, we're definitely going to need the brake upgrade so we can adjust where we want it to be. Definitely drift suspension. It gives us the better handling. Same as with the sway bars in the front and the rear. Definitely no cage. We'll come back and do the weight reduction last as usual. So, since we're going for high power, we can just go through and max this out. It'll come out at 1016 horsepower and 851 foot-pounds. And to start off with, this thing is actually super light. So once we put the weight reduction on, it'll drop it even more. So yeah, we can just keep going through and just keep putting everything on. Yep, 1016, 851. Cool. That's at 2450 pounds. Once we put the weight reduction on, it should bring it down to 2100. This thing should fucking rip. Alright, so there's the build done. The paint really doesn't matter, so let's jump over to the Burnout pad and get into the tune. Alright, since we're over the Burnout pad, here it is if anybody was wondering. So yeah, let's just go through and put on a basic tune to start with. So we'll jump into here. Since I want the rear tyres to spin a lot, I'm going to bring the PSI all the way up in the rear, and I'm going to leave the front alone. For the gearing, I'm actually going to leave that where it is to start off with and see how it goes. For the camber in the front, I'm going to take it all the way out, and I'm just going to leave a little bit in the rear. I don't really want to touch anything else suspension wise. It's already slammed. No aero. For the brakes, I want them all the way in the front, and for the brake force, I'm going to go down to around 25%, and then we'll go through and lock the diff. Cool, so there's that done. So let's give this a rip and see how it goes and see if we need to make any changes. Alright, for the tip in, I usually have it in third. I get the tyre spinning and hold the brake all the way through until about the first gear change. So okay, that was alright, but there was a bit too much wheel spin, and I don't want it on limiter, so I'm going to jump into here. I'm going to bottom the gears out all the way to about there. We'll give that a shot and see how it goes, and we can jump back in and do any modifications to that if we need to. So let's reline up. Alright, so there we go. That felt a lot better, but we were still too much on limiter. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to pull each gear back the tiniest little bit, because I want to try to be able to get this into 6th without it being on limiter all the time. I want it just on it. So there we go. Now let's jump out, reline up, and give it another shot. And there we go, we got the gearing just right. And see how we're only doing like 5 to 15 miles per hour? If we jump into here, go all the way down, check out the rear tire speed. We're hitting 170, 180 at max. And we're pretty much going nowhere. That's just the tire just continuously slipping and slipping and slipping, which is actually really cool. I really like how they do this. And you can tell by the front tire speeds how slow that we're actually going. Awesome, so there we go. That's how I tune my Burnout cars. But each car's gearing and brake distribution is different. So they're the only two main factors you really have to worry about between each car. But that's it for the video for today. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. Laters.